This is Arts Alive. I'm Lynda Philippi. My guests today are Bill Miller, who is a photographer here in town in McMinnville, and Mike Santone, who's a videographer and also has Meadow Lake Studios and working on a documentary about this project that we're going to be talking about. So welcome, gentlemen.
Thank you for having us.
I'm really excited about this project. Bill, when you first started talking about it, I thought, oh, this is going to be just wild. And it sounds like it is. It's great.
It's terrific.
Okay.
It's amazing.
You want to talk a little bit about that, or do you want to run the video first?
Yeah, let's do the video and then we won't have to worry about it.
Okay.
We'll just see it as a promotion for the show that's coming up at the Willamette Valley
Perfect.
Vineyards.
Okay.
Ink, a photo essay by Bill Miller.
I want to show the art of tattoo, but I also want to show why people would want to do this. For me, a photo essay is my photos with text. The text will be, for the most part, the people who wear the tattoo. Their words, their explanation.
It's as much a personal statement to myself
As to someone else.
as to other people.
So when I looked at tattoos, I thought these people are just like me. They're just like anyone else you see in the community.
Most people want to know, ooh, that's pretty. What's the story behind it?
I think it's the greatest form of self-expression we have.
Ink, May 17th through the 25th at Willamette Valley Vineyards Tasting Room.
So, Bill, you've photographed so many different subjects. How did you decide to do inked?
Oh my. I think ink started off as another project when I thought about doing American flags, and I wanted a tattoo of an American flag.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and so I started visiting the tattoo parlors in town, and the more I met people and talked to the artists, talked to the people, I thought, I am just really barking up the wrong tree here. I need to change it and really focus on tattoos themselves and bring humanity back into it. So decided then to create the Ink Project, and with the goal of showing artful images of tattoos, but equally, or maybe even more important, just to share why people wear the ink. Let them tell it in their own words.
Sort of the story behind the picture.
The story behind the picture, and I can pretty much guarantee you in 99.9% of the time, what you see as a tattoo and the story behind it are totally different.
Is that interesting?
And so it's been a fantastic voyage, if you will. We've been going on it 8.5 months now. And throughout all that time, I think what we boiled it down to is we want this show to introduce people to something that may be uncomfortable for them. And the end result is we really want to expose them to the truth behind it and hopefully reduce negative bias and stereotyping.
Okay.
So it's been a ball. Got a wonderful time with Mike and Liz Santone.
Okay, and so Mike, you want to talk a little bit about how you got involved?
Bill, we've known Bill for a long time, and he sent an email saying, "Hey, I'm doing this project. You'd be interested in it, you know?" And the way Elizabeth and I work, over dinner, Bill sent this. What do you think? Well, I don't. That sounds good. It sounds like it'd be fun.
Yeah.
So we write back saying, "Yeah, we'll do that." We had at that point no idea exactly what we would do, but as we started filming. We went to, first thing we did, I think, is interviewed Bill at his house and learned about the project and where he was coming from. And then we realized he's an artist, and one of the things we do is document the process of art and the process of art. And so what this documentary is turned out to be as documenting Bill, but the whole process of ink, which is has now included Linfield. We've interviewed the professors. He went first and talked to them about getting them involved. And it was right about that time we started getting involved. So we made an appointment. We interviewed the professors. We recently just did a film of the students making a presentation about their findings.
Their studies.
And so we've probably got, like Bill said, eight months. We probably have 25 hours
Wow.
of film.
Okay.
For maybe a half hour, an hour documentary.
This is going to be one of those Ken Burns things. It's a miniseries.
Well, yeah, we're not at that level, but it's still going to show not only the tattoo and the stories, because we're there with the camera and they're telling their stories. So it's not just in writing. It's in their own words,
Right.
as they're talking about why they got the stories. And just like Bill said, this has changed how we see tattoos and how we see the stories involved. And the other thing was, I'm amazed at the number of families that have family tattoos.
Okay.
And so.
And why?
Well, yeah.
Right.
One was the grandmother's favorite flower, and so as a surprise, the daughters got a tattoo that they revealed to their parents at Christmas, I think it was, and then they asked their father, well, what do you think? And he said, oh, now she's going to want one. And her and the granddaughters, they went and got the
my
same
goodness.
tattoo.
Okay.
And we've, the various stories, like the heartrending stories of loss and of celebration, all of those are coming out, all from behind Bill. Okay? So
Bill is taking a picture.
Bill,
And you're taking a picture of Bill taking a picture.
Right, exactly. And in fact, this last thing,
It got out of hand.
It got, I mean, at Linfield, we had to shoot just a couple weeks ago. A week and a half ago.
Yeah. Second.
And the photographer from the News Register, Marcus, and the photographer from the Linfield Review were both there. And so at one point, all of the photographers were taking pictures of each other taking pictures.
I love it.
So Marcus was taking a picture of me, and Bill taking pictures, and I mean it was, and I was taking pictures of the other photographers. So Elizabeth, we load in the film as we go, and then the way Elizabeth and I work, she usually goes through the film first and does a first draft. And then I go through and do a second draft, and then she goes through and does. It's more like writing a book in tandem with
Collaboratively.
Collaborative.
Right.
And so we're trying to keep up. So after a shoot, we go and load it in. And in fact, one point our camera didn't work on us, and we had to reshoot some things and things. But it's a massive project, bigger than anything we've done. I mean, the show we did on Rory, where that started in October and ended in April or May.
Okay.
So that was several months, but that was only like 3 different shoots. Although the one shoot lasted several days because of the 24-hour need. But this has been an ongoing thing, and we're not done because we'll be there watching Bill set up the show, and then watching folks come in and their reactions to the show, and then that'll probably be the culmination. This is our goals are different than Bill's in terms of we're trying to show an artist who is serious, who is reaching out to not only the general community, but to the academic community to generate knowledge, is reaching out, taking a moral stand, The artists don't usually do that. They work kind of in their own bubble.
Well, especially photography. I mean, the photographer usually is almost invisible. I mean, really, a photographer, you're invisible because your subject is what we see.
Yeah.
So we don't see you. So this is a very interesting process, turning the camera back around to face you as an artist in your own
It
right.
is. It's an unusual. I've actually seen very little of what they've shot, so I'm
which
hoping
is
they're
probably,
kind.
no, it's probably a good thing though, because
Yes, I
you know,
think so.
well, you don't want to know. I mean, because you're doing the work that you're doing, and they're doing the work that they're doing, and even though you're to some degree you're in the same sphere, as he says, it's two different goals. So when will your show open? Let's talk about your show a little.
Okay, the show. Well, first let me tell you what we want people to learn from it, in the sense, or what I want them to learn about other people, is that everyone in this show are local folks, a few exceptions, but these are the same people that you go to church with, that you eat in a restaurant with, that you walk down the street, that you work with. And so when you think about tattoos and, oh, I wouldn't associate with those people, you're associating with all of these people all the time.
That's true.
And we didn't go out to shoot really over-the-top tattoos because the whole idea was the meaning as opposed to the extravagance. And I think, too, that I've mentioned before is that people say, well, how do you get them to talk? Well, number one, I guess I'm not threatening to them,
Right.
but at the same time, given this opportunity, people just want to talk.
People love to tell their stories.
They do.
And
Yeah.
but they're sharing the most deepest, personal, heart-rending stories. You know, and
Because they probably they understand that you actually care.
I think that's true.
You know that
Yeah.
that there's a real, not just mere curiosity, but a real effort to try to gain some insight into what this is about. So
The other thing that we've had to do is, as this has evolved, poor Bill, we've asked questions, just, oh, we need to ask you a couple more questions, and you stand, okay, and we, every time we shoot, we think up, oh, we need to ask him one more question.
One more
So
question.
So we shoot another segment.
So the show will be opening.
It opens Saturday, May 17th, which is
Okay.
the, of course, Art and Wine Walk
Right.
here. It's going to be at the Willamette Valley Vineyard Tasting Room. And I think normally the Art and Wine Walk starts around 4 to 8 in that thing. So it will be there starting on the 17th, and it will be there through the 25th.
Okay.
So I hope everybody will get a chance to see it, and we're expecting a very good turnout. Oh, and Linfield will be there with a post-show questionnaire. They're going to have their students taking,
Wonderful.
which will be part of their ongoing study on the
Okay.
same subject. So yeah.
So we'll be looking for this in terms of what Linfield's doing, the book that you'll be doing about this, the documentary that you're going to be doing about this, and I'm sure that both of you will be back on this show and get to talk about it some more.
You're getting tired of seeing us.
Thank you very much for coming today.
Well, thank you for having us.
Yeah.
That was really